Good day, sir.
Good evening, Blessing. How are you?
I'm good, thanks for yourself.
I'm also well. Good to see you here.
Thank you so much. Can you please just let me know if you're able to hear me clearly?
Okay. Let me just confirm something. Then the good thing is that the session is being recorded, and um, what we do is that once it's been recorded, it's going to be edited. Then we post it on our YouTube channel for the rest of the community to enjoy. So let
Okay.
me just confirm a few things. Then I think we can start.
Okay, no problem. Please do let me know when you can start.
All right. Blessing, I think we can start in the next 1 minute so that at least we don't get to spend so much time. But most importantly, let me acknowledge the presence of my teammates here, starting with Geoffrey, Rahma, and Derek. Derek is the one who's supposed to actually be moderating this session. So, Derek, my apologies for overstepping. It's just that I joined and no one was here apart from Blessing, and I decided to keep her company. So meanwhile, Derek, I think I'll hand the session back to you so that you can do official introductions. Then you can uh, introduce Blessing and let her continue with the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jones. Sorry for joining in. Let me say late. I think I was in the wrong link. I had opened the wrong link. But yeah, my name is Derek. Work with CTF from security team, and yeah, I'm so privileged to host uh, this call today. Uh, we have part of our team. I can see my teammates here. I can see Rahma and Joffrey. Uh, Suppose they have anything to say before I get to uh, invite Blessings to start over as she introduces herself. So yeah, that's all from my side. And yeah, maybe if you have anything to say, Joffrey or Rahma, yeah, feel free. Okay, I believe they are all okay, and so I can take this moment to just welcome Blessings, who will be taking us through today's vault. Let me not give you a spoiler, she'll give you more details. You're welcome, Blessings.
Okay, good day, everyone. My name is Chorama Blessing Machapa, and I'm an incident response. I'm going to be sharing my screen. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to share my screen. I don't know. Can you kindly give me that permission before I hop into the session? Sorry, Derek, I'm not allowed. Okay, thank you. Just give me a minute, please. Okay, kindly let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay. Again, my name is Kamchara Blessing Machapa, and I'm an incident response. I'm going to be taking you through this lab called um, Flake and Fish. Um, so before we hop into everything, I'm just going to give like a brief introduction on today we're looking into phishing investigation challenge based on a real world scenario. I remember when I used to participate on the CTF room, Mr. Um, Lawrence used to say this are always based on real world scenario. used by threat actors. So the goal is not simply to collect flags as for me when I participate on CTF. The goal is always to think like an investigator responding to live phishing infrastructure. So before we hop into what is into the session, for majority of people that don't know, some of them may not understand what is phishing. Phishing is a form of social engineering where attacker trick victim into revealing sensitive information, downloading malware, or performing action that benefits the actor. And how we can detect this is by, like, for example, the common example includes things such as our fake banking websites, fake login pages, malicious email attachment, fraudulent SMSs, fake promotional campaigns, and so on. The list is endless. The object is usually credential theft because if I have your credential, I can do so many things, right? And financial fraud. Um, I don't think there's any attacker who waste their time to just, do this for fun. Yes, there are some, but some they do it for financial gain. And malware delivery for people who wants to be known as like the best malware deliver and so on. They use also this opportunity, and we have for some who love to do account compromise. Why is that we find that majority of people they're falling victim of this is that attacker they exploit our psychology more than the technology, using factors such as like working on our trust, things such as like using familiar brand. Let's just say we come here into the CTF room, then there is like redirect page to a thread actor. Let's just call it blessings a tag page. Nobody will think that, oh, in such a good platform there will be something such as like being redirected my I will be redirected to a fake account. So they work onto our trust in familiar brands. They create fear and urgency for like people whom like myself who shop online will be getting those SMSs and everything whereby it tells you to say, hey, quickly respond to this so that your delivery be on time. They work onto your emotions because as soon as you can trigger that, you have triggered a lot of things. And for some of them, curiosity to see if I send this phishing message or whatever, how does it work? How is the person going to respond to it? And then it also goes into for majority of us lack of security awareness, not understanding what is phishing, how does it operate, what is needed, and so on. And then one of the most things that I have noticed is also mobile first browsing habits. Majority of people we spend our time on using our mobile devices, therefore they become one of the huge factors for phishing. So if I can, create phishing that can go to our mobile and so on, then I hit the jackpot. Many users they interact with links quickly, especially when they arrive in such things such as our email, our vision, our SMS, or even any messaging platform. Please do learn if you don't know more about like phishing, and so on. Please learn more about it. And the crazy thing is that now we are living in an AI era whereby artificial intelligence has significantly improved the quality of phishing campaign, where modern phishing attack can now generate convincing message. You cannot even detect what we used to say these are the way you detect phishing. Nowadays, you can't even detect because it looks so good and so real. So it's becoming so hard. Mimicking writing styles. By that, I can go to like social media and then I can just see how do you type, how do you respond to people, how do you just engage with people. Then I can mimic how you write. And how you engage, just drop it on an AI agent and you're ready. And then personalized lure. We have now whereby we have people creating content and so on, whereby we know that, oh, this one actually loves cars. How can I lure them? Then, just learn more about them using the social engineering so that you can lure the person. Creating realistic websites. this is becoming much, much easier than ever before. So it's becoming very scary, honestly. And then translating content into multiple languages. I remember that there was this attack that was happening by I forgot the group. Actually, they were targeting the government of South Africa, whereby they were stealing credential and so on. So they used things that they knew that the people in South Africa don't fall victim for. So translating content into multiple languages, the more I'm able to engage with you, the more I can attack you. As a result, phishing campaigns are becoming more targeted, scalable, and difficult to identify. So let's now hop into the session, into our lab, whereby it's called Click and Fish. Before everything, I think I'm gonna read the description about the lab. If so far you have questions, please let me know before I proceed. I'll take silence as a go ahead. So our description says that Attacker don't treat every visitor the same. They adapt by fingerprinting your device. And then we have our scenario briefing where a threat actor is using a website. I think as soon I'm gonna get the IP when I start the lab to support an active phishing campaign targeting a leading mobile network operator. Victims receive promotional SMS messages that contain links to the site. When users click, they are routed to a landing page designed to deceive them and selectively serve content based on the device assigning the site. So our mission is that we are acting as investigator responding to live phishing infrastructure alert. Then we have objectives where we're gonna access and profile the landing page hosted at the IP. We're gonna get it as soon as we start the lab. We're gonna have to identify how the site differentiate victims by, like for example, a device type, our operating system, or automated scanners. And then we're going to bypass the content filtering by representing appropriate user agent strings to reveal hidden content, and then also recover the flags embedded in the gated content to prove successful investigation. We also have our success criteria. How will we know that we're in the right path? The website will behave differently depending on the user agent presented, for example, such as our Android versus our iOS or even desktop and crawler. We're gonna uncover hidden pages, responses, or resources not visible with default browser request. And we're going to also extract the required flag using them to answer the challenge question. And the deliverable is that answer the question in this room by submitting the hidden flags that we uncovered during the investigation. For me, I don't always hop into the question quickly or to just solve the challenge. I then just create, like, think in my mind, okay, what is that they are telling me? So here I'm gonna go through to say, okay, they're talking about the victim received a promotional SMS message which contains a link. Okay, already I know that it has to do with phishing that is based on SMS. And then they're talking about when they click the link, they were redirected to a website controlled by the attack. Okay, I'll be thinking in my mind, light bulbs will be going on. I'll be thinking, okay, it has to do with maybe 300 status method whereby it's redirect request, and then however they say not every visitor sees the same content. Therefore, we could be using different websites and so on and so on. So my technique is always this techniques, it helps also attacker to say, okay, the target victim more effectively, reduce visibility, invade analysis, and automate scanners. Okay. So before, as I said, before hopping into the challenge, one of the most mistakes I have found or I've learned that we make when we're doing CTF is that we quickly go and start investigating, attempting to exploit, and so on and so on. For me, I always ask myself, what is the target? already have like a URL, what technology are being used already. I'm assuming they're using different technologies and operating system, what information is already exposed. And then I'm thinking, what assumptions am I making? So I'm gonna do enumeration and reconnaissance so that it often reveal the answer before even we exploit it. Yeah. So my initial reconnaissance, I'm gonna take this URL, copy. Sorry, I can't find. Oh my God. Oh, sorry. It's a premium lab. But this session is gonna be recorded, so you're gonna have like access to it. It's a premium session. It's a premium lab, sorry, not session. My bad. Okay, I'm gonna paste, or I could have just said paste and go. Okay, now I visited the URL directly, and I'm observing the page behavior. There's literally nothing because it just says not found, try harder. So there's nothing to really investigate. Okay, so I'm going to inspect also the source code. Um, Also behind it, there's literally nothing behind the source code. And then after that, I'm gonna think about what I love to do since I learned about is to use robots. Uh, so I'm gonna say slash robots to just see what is hidden behind the txt. And it also doesn't give me much, but it actually gives me a lot. It tells me that it is using Apache 2.4.5 yes. So I'm gonna like sometimes majority of people who do CTF, they go look into this Apache um, to see is it vulnerable, what is, just searching more about it to find vulnerability that you can exploit. And we are learning, here's our IP address, which is running on port 80, which is insecure. And then since I'm not finding a lot here, I'm gonna then decide to use command line tools to dig deeper, to do my deeper inspections. So let me start my terminal. Is everybody understanding so far? Please let me know.
Yes, we can. I believe for those who don't, you can just use the subtitles. I think they're also effective. Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to be using command line to do a deeper inspection. By that, because sometimes, as I said, robots .txt file reviews hidden directory, but for this we did not, but not to every site it uses it. And also we saw that when we use the slash robots.txt, we didn't find much, but we did find some information which is also just as much valuable. This challenge demonstrates why we need multiple approach. So now I'm gonna introduce you guys to curl. For those who don't know what is curl, curl is a command line tool which is used to transfer data using various protocol for website investigation, which allows us to send HTTP requests, modifying headers, inspecting responses, testing API, emulating browser, automating reconnaissance. And curl is one of those most valuable tools for analysts, defenders, and pen testers, and so on. So useful commands for curl, the basic, we're going to do a basic request. We're going to say curl, oh no, sorry, curl, and then I think I did already copy my URL. Yes. So let's just do a basic request. It just tells us what is already there, not found, not found. And then now we're going to do a display a response header. So I'm just going to do an uppercase, and then come this side, and then just say dash I. instance. And then now you see that we're finding more information. For example, we did also see that the server that is being used when we use the robots, we did see that it uses Apache. This information was given, but now we have more information. It is 200, which is like a success. And then we're seeing the date, we're seeing the last modified, e-tags, accept range, content length, vary, which tells us you use user agent, content type, and so on, what it accepts, and so on. So we did a basic curl. For anyone who doesn't understand curl, you can just say dash H so that you know like different commands, how does it work and so on. For example, I use the header dash A, which shows document information only. And then I'm gonna now do the which shows the output header in output, the dash I. So let's just do that. I'm gonna clear my screen so that you can see properly. Uh, you're able to see the typing, like you're able to see what's on my terminal, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
we're able to see. Yeah,
Okay. Okay, still the same, but now we have like more information. It now gives us like more displays response header and what is already on the site. And now I'm gonna do the checking if there was any redirect because we learned about redirect. So I'm gonna say curl dash capital L and paste the link that I already copied, and then boom, then just give us this. There's no, we're not seeing any other redirect than what is already on the side. And if you want, you can even save the output by maybe you said this information, like this whole thing, you want to save it on a terminal for deeper investigation, or to just saving what you already found. You can just use the output way by you say dash O, and then you can name it whatsoever. I'm not going to save it. um, you may ask yourself, so why are we spending time? Why does curl matters in this challenge? Browsers automatically send many headers. Sometimes websites behave differently when requesting or when requests originate from, for example, desktop browser, mobile devices, search engine, security scanners. Curl allows us to control those values and observe the difference. So this is a critical when investigation phishing infrastructure, but not only limited to phishing infrastructure. And now we need to understand what user agents is being identified. The client is making a request. For example, we learned that either um, it could be either let me just confirm. It could be either iOS, Android, desktop. Desktop it comes with so many things. Like currently, I'm using my Linux to demonstrate to do this lab. For some, maybe using their Windows here. For some, may be using their Windows and so on. So, you just want to see, for example, if by any chance is it using window browser for normally if like I don't know what to use, I will come and Google about it to say how does it work on a window and how can I search it. So for example, if I don't know, as I said, I'm gonna search it. So as now like I've been learning more about it, I'm just gonna say curl and then I'm gonna use dash A and then already written there. I'm gonna type, we're gonna start with Android and Android and then my port. I think it's the same as and then come to see does it use Android? Okay, the response is taking some time. Android, did I type it correctly? I think so. Or maybe it's using a different, let me just check. IP, yes, it's different IP. Yeah, it's different IP. Let me just put away this so that I can put it here. Yes, it failed. So I'm gonna just do uppercase and then just delete this and then paste the link that I already had and then count. Voila, we found a flag already. It gives us information to say in this challenge, the adversary uses device-specific user agent to target mobile user and reduce visibility by showing benign content to desktop or automate scanner, making campaign harder to detect and investigate. Therefore, we already know that this information, it's an answer to something, but I'm not going to show you so that you'll be able to go answer it. But I think this one I already answered it, so it's fine. On our questions, yeah, I think it's somewhere here. Let's just check. We have what HTTP header indicate the server delivers different content based on the client profile. We then have what content is shown to the desktop users. We did see that. We also have information such as what operating system was the primary target of the campaign. We did actually also see that. And then we have question 4, what invasion technique is being used by the threat actor? In my intro, you have gotten so many clues and then cases. What kind of phishing is this? Victim receiving promotional SMS message containing links. And question 6, it says enter the second flag. This one is the first, so it's not that one. And then the first, enter the first flag. So we already know that we found the first flag. And then question 8, sorry for that. And then we have question 8 where it says how many unique content variable does the infrastructure server based on a user agent profiling? Okay, now we know different questions to everything. So now we have checked for Android. It's not limited to Android. They did tell us for some people we know that they use also iOS. So I'm gonna clear my screen and then let's use now. I'm just gonna use upper arrow and then I'm just gonna change now the name from Android to now iPhone, which is our IS, iOS, yes. iPhone. No, not iPhones, just iPhone. There we go. Now we found our second flag. So yeah. And then now for people, maybe somebody was using Linux or they were using Windows, we also need to ensure that we test. We are not limited to just our thing on the Android and iPhone. Let's also search if there's anything other than the ones that we're finding. So upper arrow. And let's just try to use I'm going to say let's use the Google bot, the Google. See, this one doesn't give us more information. There's no flag. It just tells us that not found, try harder. Okay, it could be a clue to something, but we already know we find this information on our landing page when we come here. It's the same. Should we check if it uses Mozilla? Like, for example, if it's an Linux, if it's an Android device, but we already did that. So we can also do like Windows. But that one, I'm gonna now give it to you to search how do you now detect if it uses a window. Like for example, we are Mozilla, Window, Win64 or X64 and so on. I'm gonna leave it to you so that you can test it more. By changing a single header, we can sometimes uncover entirely different content. That's what I was trying to do, and also so that we could uncover 2 of the questions that are required on our CTF. Now, looking for clues as investigator, we should always examine, for example, our response body. We did find it here, some is on this part. Our response body, our HTTP headers, our content length here, where it tells us is 23. Our redirect, different response across the request. The question may be, does the content change? Does the response size, does it change? Also, does the size changes when using different platforms? Let's try something. Let's just use this, right? dash I, and then let's try to say space and then dash A, and then put it into Android to just see the Android. Is there like a change? Okay, I put the double okay and then enter. Now, if you can see that the content length, it does change. Here, when we just do like without specifying the operating system, we just see that it just gives us content length of 23, but then here it now gives us 300. Where here it says the very it's user agent, but now it says that it tells us that it accepts encoding and user agent. Okay, now they included that it's accepting something else, but we still see that the content type remains the same. And what else remains the same? The status, the HTTP, and 200, it's okay. Apache, everything still remains the same, but now we're also having more info. So you see that with like if like we change, we do find like we find content, the content does change, the size that change, and different devices treated differently. We see that for Android is treated differently. So let's try for iPhone to just see if it's also treated differently. We're gonna test that. iPhone. Okay. The only thing that I can see is that with iPhone, the content length does also changes different from Android, where the content length for Android was 300, now it's 207. So all those things you need to check, test for like if this lab was going further, those information could help you. And I did also our automated scanner receiving the same content. We're seeing that it's not really receiving the same content. And then our task is to determine how the infrastructure identify visitors, which users are targeted, what content different devices receive, and which invasion techniques are being used, right? We don't only focus only on finding the flags, we focus on understanding the attacker's methodology. This lab doesn't take us there, but I'm just like wanting you to think deeper than just limiting your brain to just the CTF. I think critically the flags are evidence of your investigation, of course, but you want to think deeper because the more you think deeper, the more you're able to do more of the CTF, and the CTF room is hosting so many more of those. So, like, let's just answer one question. Let's check this one question. Says, what HTTP header indicate the server delivered different content based on the client profile? Does anybody want to take a hint for that before I answer it? So that I can just check if you guys are listening or I'm speaking alone. Anyone? Content length. Okay, that's good. Um, but not really. Do you want to try take another guess? I just heard that the room is actually free now, and everyone can access it. Hello. Okay. We find that the answer is like here on the very whereby we see that it changed for different like operating system. So we're gonna say it's user agent. Hopefully I'm correct. uh, copy selection or control V, or control C, no, sorry, then control V to paste. Hopefully I'm correct. No, should we copy the whole thing? Oh, and it also gives us how many attempts we can go for, and we already used one. So let's say this one. Okay, something. Am I wrong with something?
I
What is
sorry, I think you're just supposed to use the uh try user agent only.
without the dash? Sorry, without the dash.
Uh, just the way it is, just like that.
Mm,
I
you're left
think
with
you
two
put a
attempts
space, you put a space before it.
without the dash, right? Like this.
Uh, it
No, it's actually an underscore,
it's an
not a
underscore, right?
dash.
Oh, underscore. Okay, makes sense. Oh, there we go. Thank goodness. By the way, computers crash, minds crash. It happens in tech. If you find it wrong, just know that, we learn as we go, okay? And we still have some time. Let's try question two, which says, what content is shown on the user's desktop? That one, does anybody want to find a guess? Like, you've been finding the same thing over and over. Does anybody want to try it out? And it's even staring, is like literally there in our face. Does anybody want to try? Actually, the try word is actually also a hint. But if nobody's going to try, here's something, and also here. As soon as we visit that link, we find this message. When we're also using our code, we also finding the same message. And did we also find the same message? Oh, I already cleared my screen. So let's just copy this, copy, and then paste it.
Use small letters and underscores for these spaces.
Okay. Small letter for
And
everything.
Derek, I think you'll have put the hint.
Sorry.
Yeah, Derek, please also update the hints so that at least users get to know exactly what to look out for. I can see
Oh,
the hints are missing here.
okay.
Yeah, so it makes it very difficult to know exactly what format to use. Sorry for
Okay.
the interruption. Listen.
No, no problem. Like this. Small letters isn't like this.
Remove those three dots, the ellipses.
So those are not important.
Yeah, so yeah, an underscore. Yeah.
um I hope everybody who's gonna try the CTF they are like listening so that you know when you're doing it you'll be able to do it on your own and you'll be able to understand. So it's important to pay attention. But the nice thing is that we also have a recorded session. So I'm gonna try my last question. Then the rest I'm gonna leave it to you guys. If you aren't able to respond, please do follow CTF Room on their different platforms, on their LinkedIn, they have an X account. I don't know if they are on Instagram, but you can go and ask those questions. And I'm hearing that they're going to be giving hints. So that's going to help you a lot. So let's try another uh, question and then call it a day. But we're going to be answering question. If you do have any question, please do ask. And then this one says, which operating system was the primary target of the campaign? Anyone want to take a guess? Any person? Abi, if I knew how to speak Swahili, I was gonna say you guys are not engaging. And right.
I wish I could, but I'm the host.
As you saw that it already like when we were doing like investigation, it did say that it gave us like a clue. Um, so no, I think it's more letters. Am I wrong?
Exactly.
Okay. So does anyone have any questions? I'm leaving. I don't want to kill the fun. You already solved a lot, so the rest you can do on your own. Does any person, anyone have any question where they didn't understand or you need me to um, answer something? Thank you so much, Ruben, for answering. And Kevin, I'm seeing that you are answering. I wish I could. I'm actually gonna send. Yeah, I'm actually gonna do that. I'm gonna send Derek two vouchers for you guys for Hack the Box so that you can learn further. Thank you so much for engaging. Does anyone has questions?
Hello, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can.
Just a random question. The curl command you're using right now, that IP
Mhm.
address, is it your public IP address or just the IP address for the machine?
Oh, it's not mine. It's not mine. It's the one that you find here on the challenge. It's the one for the machine. It's given here. As soon as I
Okay.
started the lab, it was given to me.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Clarified for that. I've clarified that.
Okay. Do you guys have any other questions? Okay, so on our challenge objective, our task was to determine, even though I didn't do everything, was to determine how.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Okay,
Sorry to interrupt you, Blair. I think there's a question from Kevin. How did you determine to use plug A plug for the OS?
okay,
It's in the
um,
comment section.
okay, I did see it right now. So when the importance of us reading also the description, it does kind of give us clues. When we came here to read the description, we learned that let me just ensure what I'm talking about is actually there, but I did see it here. On they say the success criteria, the user agent can be presenting Android or iOS. iOS I know it as iPhone or desktop or any crawler. Um, so for me, as we know that we all use different you know, mobile phones. Some people use Android, some use iPhones, and maybe somebody also opened it with like maybe a desktop, which I said it was the Google bot, and then the dash A to specify. Remember, let me just clear my screen. Remember, I did say if you don't understand curl, you use the dash help to give you, sorry, dash H is actually dash H. So, as somebody who's like doing web penetration testing, I've learned more about like how to use my curl and so on. So here, if you come here, it already gives you user agent. So it says send user agent and then the name. So for me, I was sending a user agent of Android, and then I tested it out with also iOS, and then I tested out with also a Google bot. For you to understand like those dashes that I was using, and I did use the dash I, which shows headers, shows response header into the output. I did use dash L. Uh, I don't think I can see it. But the dash I it's actually used for let me think. The dash I is actually used for following redirect. You can even ask here, you can come here, what does curl dash L do? You can even ask Google for that. Oh, I think it's not accepting. Okay, that's weird. Uh why is it not going through? It's not giving. Let's use this one. Okay, it tells us the curl, there's command tells curl to follow HTTP redirect automatically, and then you can read the rest. You see, but you find more things over here, the usability of the curl. Like if you don't know any other thing, you can just say you can come here and you use the curl dash to help you and to guide you through the whole walkthrough. Does that answer your question? But for me to know the OS, I read it from the description. Hence, I went through the description so that we will know here. Does it answer your question?
Yeah, he's responded yes. Thank you in the comments.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that question. Um, on our challenge objective, our task was to determine, even though I didn't, as I said, even though I didn't answer all the question, was to understand how the infrastructure identified visitors, which users are targeted, what content different device they receive. We did find that the content length for different devices it does change, which invasion techniques are being used. I did also talk about that, but read more about phishing so that you can learn different techniques so that you don't become a victim of any of this attack. Do not focus only, I keep emphasizing, don't focus only on finding the flags as much as that's the goal, finding the flags, but don't always just focus on that. Focus on understanding the attacker's methodology. You become the attacker and think, okay, if I was an attacker, what could I compromise? Already we know, as before we started, we did find out that here there's an Apache that was, let me use again the robot. There was an Apache that was shown. You can actually take it, yes, you can even actually take it further to say what vulnerability like impose, what is the English word? Can be found. What vulnerability, uh, vulnerabilities okay, does Apache have? Take it further so that you can learn more. Then you find here's some information. It even tells you here, you can numerous discovered exploit, can actually come here and read more about it. And I found that there's actually a room here besides the one that we did. Let me show you. There's actually a room that talks about, let me increase my screen, that talks about CVEs. So you want to go and try it out. You learned one thing, apply it to the next. It does help. Let's come just here. I'm just going to show you so that you can also try it out. It can be super helpful for you. CVEs. I did see it. Am I going too fast? And then there's also an Android ghost of Android. You can test it out. Do you understand? You apply it further and further and further. You're applying using the skills and the knowledge. Okay, somewhere there's a room actually that talks it's about CVEs, but I can't seem to find it. I did see it, but I forgot the full name. But anyway, you find it just you can search it out on your own. The flags, as I say, they are evidence of us understanding. So on our lessons, we learned about enumeration comes first before exploitation. Don't just hop into starting attacking things. No, take your time, write down your IP. Have like I normally have a notepad next to me. Say this is my IP address, this is your URL that I'm using, this is what I found. How did the curl respond or any other tools that I might be using? How does it respond? For example, we found that flag whereby it says the first flag. I write it down. This is the first when I'm using Android. This is the flag that I found. So therefore, like I'm creating a map for myself and for my investigation, so that when I write maybe a documentation, I already have things that are important noted. And then HTTP header revealing valuable information. Please do learn about different response from status codes. We did learn some way where it talks about redirect. You need to know what is the status code for redirect and so on. And user agent filtering is common in phishing campaign. Attacker frequently hide content from analysis, and then simple tools like Perl that are used uncover sophisticated behavior. The goal is not only to solve the challenge, but to understand how similar techniques are used in real world phishing operations. Thank you so very much. If you don't have any question, if you do have any, please let me know before the call ends.
Yeah, let me break the silence. Thank you so much, Blessings, for taking us through. Okay, I see I have a question.
Well, Kevin says thank you. Thank you, Kevin.
I have a question on the answering format. Do the same questions, the ones that don't have like a specific flag format, like the flag 1 and 2, do they have like a specific format, like the ones you've seen, the underscores, small letters, and everything?
Let me answer that. I'll be adding the clues to the format just immediately right now. But just heads up for everyone, the flag format will remain as the underscores as the first three questions have been. The first two questions, where there is a space, there is an underscore. Where there are two separate words, there is an underscore, and yeah, they all flags are written in small letters. Thank you. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, that's Sawa. Sawa is good right in Swahili. I hope.
Yeah, you got it right. Sawa means okay.
Yes. Okay. If there's no any further questions, do enjoy the rest of its evening already. Do enjoy your evening. And yeah, till next time.
Thank you so much, Blessings, for leading us through today's vault, and also recommending also other vaults from CTF room to us. I believe most of us will go check on them, and maybe we can find the next person who will be presenting our next walkthrough, which we normally conduct in alternate Thursdays of every alternate Thursdays. And yeah, I'm so happy that you volunteered, take your time, and just show us and give us a little bit of more skills on how to tackle um, this vault. Um, Besides that, I also want to uh, uh, make clarify that the vault was open. Yeah, I think Jones can also confirm that the vault was open when we were starting the call, and then it will be closed. I think let me hopefully I think 30 minutes after the end of this call, which will be maybe 9:30 p.m. EAT. And yeah, I'll also be updating the hints on the remaining how many flags are there? One, two, three, four, five. Five flags. And yeah, thank you so much. I'd like to invite Jones and everyone. Also, just a reminder that any communication will be made through our WhatsApp channel, which I think I'll pin it in the comment section. If you're not in the channel, in the community, you can just join in. Yeah, like to welcome Jones to say anything. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Derek. And most importantly, thank you so much, Blessings, again for sharing your knowledge and sharing your experience and expertise with us here. Um, the reason why I'm very proud of this session is that we've actually been able to host someone outside Kenya to be able to lead us through this specific session. And Blessings, we do actually appreciate this. We don't take your time for granted, and really hoping that we'll invite you once again to be able to take us through another vote or challenge. More specifically for me, I think I'll be very interested in you taking us through how you're able to solve the incident response cyber drill that we hosted with Afralti a couple of weeks back. I know you're one of the person who actually performed very well during that cyber drill. And I'm sure having to share your knowledge with the rest of the team here, the rest of the community, will be very useful for us, even in terms of growth, in terms of community development, capacity building, and all that. So take your flowers for that. We appreciate you and thank you so much for your time tonight rather. Um, just something very interesting about Blessings is that she's also part of the Hack the Box Zimbabwe, which is doing very well in terms of building capacity and conducting trainings and sensitization when it comes to matters to do with the offensive side of security. And I know Ruben. Ruben is also one of our most reliable, I would say, uh, trainees when it comes leading some of the sessions that we have through CTF Room and the labs that you've been hosting. So I wanted to, through with your permission, Blessings, of course, I would like to introduce you to Ruben. Ruben, I'm sure he'll be more than willing to help do a presentation, one of the challenges on Pack the Box on behalf of CTF Room and on behalf of Kenya to the community in Zimbabwe. Ruben, I hope I'm actually volunteering you without your permission. So I hope it is okay. We'll actually link you two up together. You're actually in the same group. I'll just do the introductions. I hope, Blessing, that is okay.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much, Mr. Jones.
Thank you. I will love to be part of the session as well. So if my time aligns with the schedule, I'll definitely join. And perhaps in the future, also, if time allows, I'll also be able to do a presentation as well. But for now, I think I really appreciate that and thankful for the time. That said, just wanted to reiterate the fact that this session has been recorded and it will be edited possibly this week and part of next week. So hoping that by Wednesday next week we should be able to post it on our YouTube channel amongst some of the amazing stuff that the community has been able to do. And also lastly, to reiterate what Derek has said, we are always looking for individuals willing to do a presentation, a walkthrough of any of the challenges that you've been able to tackle on CTF. So if interested, please feel free to reach out to Derek and make arrangements regarding that. We normally give out tokens of appreciation, especially for the individuals who have been able to do their walkthroughs here. I know Ruben and your buddy, we've not been able to touch base for a couple of weeks, but we normally do that, and I'll start looking for you to be able to do that as soon as possible. For Blessing, I think in the event that I happen to be in Zimbabwe, I think maybe sometime this year, I hope to meet you and also bring you something small from Kenya as well. So looking forward to that. That said, I think I'll hand it back to Derek for any final comments. I saw Geoffrey here. I think I don't know if he has anything else to add, but for me, it's to wish you all a lovely and enjoyable night. And once again, thank you so much, listeners.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jones. I don't know if I'm locking Geoffrey out or he's okay. I think he can just react if he's okay. Um, Thank you so much everyone for joining in on today's walkthrough. Hoping to see you on the next and hoping to also receive a lot of emails and messages on you guys just volunteering to perform the next volts. Till next time, it was very good to learn from one of our own blessings, and it's been such an honor to have this session with you. Thank you and have a good uh, day and night ahead. Thank you.